This segment is about installing the transmitter to the bike. Okay, now we're going to install the transmitter on the motorcycle. First, make sure the motorcycle is off. Next, we'll pop out the headlight as if we're going to be replacing a bulb. Or if the wires are accessible through the fairing or under the seat, you can attach it there as well. Determine which headlight wires to connect the Flash2Pass transmitter to. We're going to use the posi taps to attach the headlight wires with the transmitters. We're going to test the transmitters, and then we're going to secure the transmitter to the bike. Okay, this is all you're going to need to install the transmitter. The transmitter itself, the two posi tap connectors, and the zip tie. Several places you can install it. Sometimes it's easier to install it under the seat, behind the fairing, or simply removing the headlight. In this case, what we're going to do, it's got a small fairing here. We're going to remove that to get behind the headlight. All right, you might have a connector that goes to your headlight that has two wires, and those are the two wires you'll be tapping. Typical connector would have three wires like this. The question is, which wires do you tap? The easiest way to look at it is if you're looking at it this way, the two outside slots are going to be your high beam hot and your ground wires. So basically you'll turn it over, find the two wires coming from those slots, and those will be the two wires that you'll be tapping. And as you can see here, you really don't need to remove the plug from the back of the headlight. It's exposed. And you have a 3-slot connector. So you have the two here, which are opposite each other, and the one on the top. We're going to want, as I showed earlier, to connect to the wires coming out of the opposite slots. And in this case, you'll have two black and two yellow. It doesn't matter which one you tap, just one yellow and one black wire. These are the posi taps that are included with each set. Posi taps come in 3 parts. You simply unscrew them, and you're going to have a saddle that looks like this. This is the bottom part. This slides around the wire that you want to connect. Slide the saddle part through there. Then you take the body, which has the pin in it, and you screw it down, piercing the insulation of the wire. Now we're going to go ahead and attach the posi taps to the wires. Got to make sure to pull back any kind of covering, like this plastic covering here, or sometimes there might be tape on it, and it might be easier sometimes to cut it away. But in this case, I think we have enough room to go ahead and slip our posi taps on. Like I said, either one of these wires, we're going to get one of the black wires all the way through. You want to hold it there. I'm going to go ahead and screw down the posi tap. One thing I do, I feel for that going through the insulation. I'll back it off just a little bit maybe. Take a look. Make sure it punched all the way through. It did. And then we're going to go ahead and seat it. Take it all the way down. There's one in. And like I said, we're going to go ahead and do the other yellow, one of the yellows. Next, you take the collar off. You take the wire from the transmitter. After you've pulled the little nub off the ends, you pull the nub off, slide it through the collar. You put the wire into the posi tap, and then tighten, make sure the wire stays in there, and there's your permanent connection. Again, take the collar off. Put one wire through, seat it, and then tighten it down. Making sure the wire doesn't slip out. Pushing it down, tightening it up. As you can see, that's not going anywhere. And then do the same with the other wire. This is probably a good time to check to make sure that your transmitter is working. You can turn on the bike, turn on the high beams, and you'll be able to see the red LED in there light up. Okay, in this situation, we went ahead and installed the transmitter right here. There's a guard where the wiring is running through, as well as the hydraulics. It's a good place to do it. There's a bracket that we could attach the transmitter to. It's out of the way. Big important thing, make sure that it's out of the way as you're turning, that nothing's going to hit it. And that's going to be the main thing. Again, it's upside down, doesn't make any difference. It's a radio frequency transmitter. And at this point, we can go ahead and button up the whole thing, close it up, and put it back together again. All right, and that's the installation on the transmitter. And the reason we chose this spot for the transmitter was it is out of the way of anything that could run into it as far as in the steering here. There are no moving parts around it. There's not any excessive heat here. The transmitter is weatherproof, so even though it's in the open, it can withstand any kind of elements that it's exposed to. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to test the whole system, see how it works. I'm going to restore power to the garage door opener, make sure the receiver is working. We're going to go ahead and fire up the bike, flash the high beams, see if the door is activated. But first we're going to make sure that there's nothing in the way of the doors so that nobody gets hurt, nothing gets broken. Okay, and as a quick review of how we installed the transmitter, first we popped the headlight out as we were going to change the bulb. We found the 2 wires that we were going to tap. We tapped those wires with the posi taps. We found what we thought was a good location for the transmitter, left it there loose, ran the wires through to the posi taps, connected the wires to the posi taps, and then tested the transmitter before we put it in its permanent location. Transmitter worked perfectly. We went ahead and mounted the transmitter in its permanent location using the zip tie that was enclosed. Thank you for watching this tutorial. For more information, please visit our website or email us at flash2open.com. If you're installing the transmitter in a car or truck, please visit our website for further instructions.